Hey, what is up guys? My name is Griefdrums, and in today's video we are going to be looking at some tips and tricks for the map Skyscraper. Now, usually when I do these advanced tips and tricks videos, I put drone tips at the beginning and then I go ahead and put normal tips and tricks in afterwards for good kill holes and stuff like that. However, in this video, because there's so many that I wanted to get through, I've actually split it down into two videos. So there will be a link in the description below and also a card at the very end of this video showing the drone guide. So don't forget to check that out, as that can be really useful. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into it today. When spawning near the tower side, a lot of attackers like to come running straight up to this door, whether they're attacking the master bedroom or not. The only problem with doing that is directly above it, the roof is actually breachable. As a defender, this can be a huge advantage, as all it takes is a couple of rounds in it. I'm going to open it up with a shotgun here just so you can see. But a few rounds in this, and you get a really dirty line of sight down onto it. If you're defending the office upstairs, this can be a godsend, as you can stop anyone coming in downstairs. This next spot, although is in the office, is actually more of a tip for defending the bedroom below. The hatch is most likely going to be reinforced, but by opening this section of floor just here, all along the edge, you can actually see down to the window directly below, where a lot of people are going to be sticking their heads. The best thing about this is it's such a tight angle, they're going to have to get really close to see you. Sticking with this theme, in the same room, defending the same bit, the downstairs area, by opening this section of floor just here, you can see the window opens into the closet. And also over to the right hand side, I actually run off a little bit further here, but this section here in the corner of the room, you can see the window which opens up into the bathroom downstairs. These are really cheeky because anyone that goes close to them are just going to get a shotgun to the chest, or even just any sort of bullet to the chest. The other option is by going into the hallway, you can actually open this entire section of floor, lie down, and get a really good angle on anyone jumping in. By throwing barbed wire down in this hallway, it's going to slow anyone down and you are going to land shots easily. Although these are defensive tips, don't forget you can use them as attackers as well if people are hiding in bathtubs and stuff like that. When attacking the office, as soon as this window is open, a lot of defenders like to hunker down in this corner here and also lie down just behind the table, as these are the only real areas that are out of view of the window. People hide down here and try and get a decent angle on the window, and sometimes they can lock it down quite well. The best thing about this is humans are a creature of habit, so they become predictable. By going downstairs and opening up this section of the closet from below, you are easily going to get kills. And also in the bathroom, just above the mirror, if you open this up, potentially with an ash round or even just by cooking a grenade, you're going to get another nice kill. While on the topic of creatures of habit, a lot of roamers like to hide in the restaurant downstairs behind the tables, or even if they're not roaming, if they're defending the barbecue area, they also like to hide there and try and keep an eye on the window and to try and lock the restaurant down. This leaves them nowhere to go, so by coming above, you can easily shoot top down onto them. Or if you're Fuse, putting a couple of cluster charges here is definitely going to ruin their day. When defending the tea room, a lot of people like to try and attack this window. But as a defender, by opening the floor just in front of it, you can actually go downstairs into the lobby and keep an eye on it. If someone with a shotgun opens this up for you, your Jaeger on your team can go downstairs, or alternatively you could do it with an assault rifle, but it's a little bit harder now that the destruction has been changed. You get a really cheeky line of sight on anyone that's jumping in. Sticking with the tea room now, a lot of people like to hunker down just behind these walls, but the floor below it is actually not breachable. The floor in front of it, however, is. Now this is kind of the reverse of a tip I showed earlier. You can actually use your breaching rounds on the ceiling just here. Now this gives you a really cool angle into the corners, and it can be done on both sides, but I'm only going to show one for this video. But as soon as they move, you can easily headshot them. For protecting the barbecue room, a hell of a lot of people like to come and stick their head in through this window, but by going upstairs to the karaoke room above, you can actually open the floor and get a perfect line of sight down onto it. Anyone that comes close to this is not going to stand a chance. Now I'm going to do this with a breaching charge just so you can see a hell of a lot more, but anyone with a shotgun or impact grenades can do exactly the same sort of thing. Outside by the stairs, this is more if you're an attacker. You can place a breaching charge and open up the roof of the toilet downstairs. This is perfect for taking out any roamers that are deciding to hide in there, which is surprisingly a hell of a lot of people. As a defender, to defend this upstairs, you can open up the karaoke room wall here, which gives a great line of sight down onto the stairs and also onto the doorway near the tea room. Now, I've opened this up a massive amount. You don't need to do it even half as big as this. A few bullet holes in it, and you'll be surprised at how many people you kill. The cool thing about this is most people don't check the stairs behind them as they come up them. Now, I take no credit for this next tip. I had this done to me in a ranked match, and I thought it was so clever. So I've included it in here as I'm starting to use it more and more now. But these black lines in the geisha room actually hide bullet holes really, really well. So by putting a line of them, you can't see them at distance if you're the attacker, but as a defender, you can look right the way through it and catch people off guard. They are so well hidden at distance. To protect the geisha room, you can actually go into the kitchen below and open up the ceiling just above you. This will let you look onto the double window, which will stop anyone coming through there. Alternatively, you could always place a nitro charge here, and anyone jumping in, you can easily take them out. Now, this is just a very quick angle. In the delivery room on the first floor, you can actually stand up on this barrel, and you get a really nice line of sight through the other barrels. Hides you really well, protects you well, but you've got to be careful of the right-hand side that people may come from. This is something that can be alleviated, though, with barbed wire and a good headset. This one can be used for defending the tea room, the geisha room, pretty much anything upstairs over on this side of the map. But by opening this wall on the karaoke room next to the window, and then obviously not this big, but a smaller hole on this wall in the geisha room, you get a really nice line of sight. Make sure to reinforce the wall on the right hand side though, because this is breachable and you can get very easily taken out by that as attackers come from outside. If you've ever fancied embracing your inner horticulturalist and cutting grass and plants on Rainbow Six, you can actually do that on this map. You can cut down all of these bamboo shoots, and by doing so, if you do it just outside the master bedroom, you can actually sit right next to the door. Now, the awesome thing about this is a lot of people try and zerg this room and the bedroom, and they try and rush this door. The thing I love about this is that you can't be seen from outside. It is a really, really tight angle, so you get the drop on pretty much everyone. You can use this as a roamer and play stealthily, wait for 2 or 3 people to walk through, as most people look right and cover the open room and not left. Next up is a bit of a dirty vault cam placement. When a lot of people attack the tea room or the upstairs exhibition area and all of that, they kind of come onto this balcony area near the terrace. Now, instead of opening windows and leaving yourself vulnerable, by coming over to the right hand side and using the same place as we did with the drones in the previous video, you can throw a camera out here. This gives a really nice sight onto that little building that a lot of attackers like to hunker down on. Very often they will just sit on this roof and try and peek doorways and windows, but if you've got a vault cam out here, they're very, very difficult to spot because they are not where people would expect. Usually they're on the other side. Very often people use this drum room and come up these stairs, but it's actually a choke point. As a defender, you can blow up the floor below them where they won't be expecting it. In the restaurant downstairs, by playing around with where your nitro is down here, you can take them out as they reach different points in the hall. Now, what I've done here is I've outlined the hallway upstairs with bullet holes from the deagle and with a shotgun to sort of highlight exactly where downstairs in the restaurant you can put your nitro. This is as clear as I can make it, but at these set intervals, you can put a nitro and just wait for someone to get to that point. A perfect example is this angle here. I've put a load of shotgun holes here to sort of highlight exactly where it is, but a lot of people try and hold this particular angle. When they do, that's your cue to blow the nitro that you've placed earlier in the setup phase. The other option is the other end of the hallway. This door at the top of the stairs is another prime place for people to try and push. When they do, your nitro downstairs near the camera can easily take them out. The biggest advice I can give is just play around with this, have some fun, and see exactly where you want to set your nitro earlier in the round. For anyone defending the geisha room, by placing a nitro just in front of this ventilation duct here in the barbecue, you can easily take people out just as they push in through this choke point.
What the fuck?
The final tip for this video, again, is covering the barbecue room. By coming into the restaurant and lying down behind the bar, you'll notice there's this tiny little plug socket on the bottom right hand side. With the caliber-based destruction how it is now, by punching a few low caliber rounds into the wall, you can actually get a really cheeky sight onto the window. The wicked thing about this is it is really difficult to spot, and if you're accurate with your shots and one-tap people, they're not going to be able to see where it's coming from. You're not going to open the wall up any more than it already is, and it is just awesome. It's so good for getting kills, and you are covered from behind as well, which is nice. Here it is from the window side on the very bottom left, and you can barely see it. The very final thing for this video is going to be some Easter eggs, just because I wanted to throw them in there. In the karaoke room, there is a games console with Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, The Division, and a few other games, which was pretty cool to see. And in the office upstairs, there were a few Rainbow Six graphic novels up on the shelf, which was pretty cool, as well as a collection of PC games in the form of Assassin's Creed Unity, Far Cry, as well as some other Ubisoft titles. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, share this with your friends, get the tips out there, and help people improve on this game. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe, as I have a drone tips and tricks and map tips and tricks video coming out for Bartlett University really soon, as well as a look at Tachanka and his upgrade. Until next time, guys, stay reckless and relentless.
So sad.